A great afternoon to you and a warm welcome to another edition of Masterclass here on Joy 99.7 FM. Big shoes to fill in now for Yao Banafol and of course Daryl. And now Pious Kojo Backah sitting in for them. Great guys. This afternoon on Masterclass we shall be discussing or tell you more on how AI technology can be incorporated in farming to ease processes and increase yield rather than promoting farm estates all throughout. Great discussion we have for the day, and it is important for us to tell you how AI and technology can be incorporated in farming to ease processes and increase yields rather than promoting farm estates all throughout. And we have great minds to help us discuss this great topic. Adelaide Na Uputi, co-founder, horticultural lead, Farm Estates Limited, and Ernest, Larmie, CEO and co-founder, Farm Estates Limited. Good afternoon to you guys.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for gracing our studios.
Thank you for having us.
Good to see you.
Yes.
All right, so the masterclass is brought to you by Goyle, Good Energy, Goyle, Yeranya. Yeah, pardon my tree. All right, so let me start off with you, Ernest, Larmie, CEO of co-founder Farm Estates Limited. Tell us about Farm Estates Limited first off.
Okay, thank you very much. And I must say good afternoon to your listeners. So Farm Estates, it was born out of a passion to address the food security issues in this country and to address it sustainably as well. And with our team, we got to discover that there are a set of problems that the traditional way of farming are facing, being climate change, relying on the weather to produce, and also a whole lot of issues, abuse of chemicals, and let me just name a few. From that section, we saw that, okay, how do we bring in a technology that will be able to address all this issue? And that was when we started making a market research to understand all this stuff. And we set out on a mission to produce quality and sustainable and also safe food for consumers.
All right, so Adelaide, for how long have you been in existence?
We've been running for the past 3 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did it start?
As Ernest said, it started as a necessity to produce food sustainably, and especially for food safe vegetable products in the market. So some of the research, the data we got from the research that we did was how farmers are growing food, especially farmers in the urban areas. They are using polluted water or gutter water to irrigate their farms, and this poses health issues with the food crops that we find on our markets. So it was out of necessity that Farm Estates was born.
Oh, okay, so
Yes.
because of that challenge and for that gap, we realized that is why you came in.
Yes.
I see. So,
Exactly.
so where have you gotten to now?
So I would say Farm Estate is at a point of increasing its production capacities, because at the moment we are in the Palace Mall and Melco markets.
Okay.
And the demand that is coming from there is
Crazy.
yes, it's crazy. So we would have to increase our production so that we can get food safe to all tables.
Now, Ernest, I'm interested in the AI bit. AI just came not too long ago. Well, for us in Ghana, how did you incorporate that?
Well, we have two co-founders. One also is into electrical and the other also into software engineering. And getting to know that because of farmers rely on rainfall and other stuff that do not make them to be able to get good yield in their farming, we ask ourselves, what can we do? What are these issues that exist? And what can we do about it in order to be able to get good yield? And we saw there are many factors that contribute for you to be able to get a good yield in your farm. One of them being temperature, humidity, and also precision irrigation. So we brought in AI to maximize and control all the necessary things that the plant will need in order to grow. So for example, in the climate way, it's able to collect data and also make sure that the amount of temperature that the plants need or the conditions that the plants need in order to grow is able to set that and make sure that the plant receive that throughout its journey before it is harvested. And then when it comes to irrigation, the AI also helps us to optimize water usage. With our farm, we always say that when we give 100% of water to our plants, they return 95% back, and that makes us to be able to use water efficiently. So AI is helping us to, one, make sure we are able to grow more, two, make sure we are able to use the resources that we have efficiently to grow safe food for the public.
All right, so I want you to contextualize this conversation for me. When you talk about AI, do you use robots to help you do that?
Okay, so AI have so many arms. AI, yes, it's actually a written language, let me say programming language, that is being trained with a data, and that data can be fed to, let's say, a robot to perform a specific task automatically without human having any intervention to do with it. So for us, we were able to collect a lot of data, as I mentioned earlier, like the temperature issues, water irrigation, and all what have you. And the sensors that we have is able to collect all this data. And this data also trains a software that has been pre-programmed to collect the data, put it together, and then use that set of data that I've collected to perform a task, right? So the task that it have to, let's say, perform on can be connected to anything, being it, let's say, any electronics device, so that when let's say if there's a problem in the farm or anywhere, the system knows that, okay, since I'm supposed to, let's say, give this maximum temperature, it's able to act on it without anybody being there to tell it to do it. Okay. Yeah. So AI, yes, it can be a robotic. It also can be just a computer with some sensors that trigger something to happen.
Great. So Adley, let me bring you in now. So how far and wide are you
with our production?
Exactly.
Yes. Let me just talk about the market opportunity for farm estates. So from information that we've gathered, the market demands 14,000 packs of our products every week, and we're able to produce 600 packs of it every month.
Wow.
So that's huge gap.
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason is that we communicate the value of the products to the customers. So because we are not using any pesticides and herbicides on our farm, and also because of how we grow the food to make sure that it lasts longer on the shelf. So communicating that value, consumers want our products as compared to others on the market.
All right. So do you contemplate on what to look out for when the demand comes? Do you do that? Do you try to figure out what really exactly is your concern, for which reason you are demanding our services or our products?
Come again, I don't understand.
All right, so I'm asking you that, well, do you consider certain things before you move into, intervene in that matter with your AI?
Oh, yes. So it would come, there are a lot of things I will look out for. That is the demand of what food products and whether our system will be able to grow that or not. Yes, so we pick all those information, and then also because we have to run a profitable business, we have to pick things that would make economic sense to go into.
All right, so I want to understand this as well. When the demand becomes huge, are you able to meet it, or you are not, and later have to postpone, tell your customers that look, give me some time period and I'll
yes. So when it comes to communicating with our consumers, when a demand comes, we are in constant communication with them to tell them the production process that we're going to go to. So if they say they want maybe 14,000 packs this week, we say, okay, we'll be able to produce it for you next month or next 2 months. So there's that constant communication because at the moment we'll not be able to meet that demand. Yeah.
But and it's fairly demand-wise, what has been your projection in terms of the services that they require from you going into this field? Are you projecting much more or bigger than what you are getting?
Yes, we are. We are projecting to get much bigger. The problem is getting data from the market itself is really difficult. and it have taken at a great deal to be able to even get this. As the 60,000 packs that she mentioned, it didn't just come by an accident, right? At first, when we entered into the market looking for that data to see how best we can optimize on that to produce, our partners were not willing to give that data. But as time goes on and they saw the products, then they started coming on board. These packs that Nat just mentioned, the quantity of that products is just from 3 shops.
Okay.
Right? It's not, we don't even have hotels in it. We don't even have, let me say, the hospitality industry is not even part. It's just 3 shops that are requesting for this. So yes, if we look at it, we foresee that the future have a bright and there's a bigger demand for what we are doing. As you mentioned earlier, when it comes to fruity vegetables or leafy greens specifically, most people grow leafy green without thinking about the end consumer. They use sewage water in doing that, and then apart from that, they also slap in chemicals, being pesticides, right? Just spray a pesticide on a product which maybe is supposed to take 21 days before breaking down, before they harvest and go to the market. They just harvest, go to the market and sell it, and we, the end consumers, consume this thing, and then at the end of the day, you find yourself in the hospital.
All right. So I also want to know that coming into existence with this all new technology and of course AI initiative, Ghanaians are yet to fully embrace this new normal, kind of. Yeah. So do you get that sense as well? Do you?
Yes, we do. So at the beginning, when we brought this out, a lot of people thought this is not actually in Ghana, because everybody have the perception of agric. You can just, we call it the 2D surface, right? You just do it on just a flat surface. If you have just 1 acre, you can just grow 1 acre. You can't grow more than that unless you add another land. But for us, we are able to utilize our space because we grow vertically, right? And when people saw that, they were like, is this real? Is this in Ghana? Yeah. Is this happening? Yeah. And we've had many people trooping into our facility to actually come and verify, to know that whether this is true. And most of the questions that comes in is, are you able to grow all year round? And we said yes, because we are able to, let's say, mimic or create all the conditions that the plants need in order to grow. So yes, we grow all year round. We utilize land space to also get better yield. And then, what again can I even add? Like, it's so many.
Yeah.
Right?
And we use less resources to grow more.
Yeah, less resources. So the opportunity is so huge, and we've had a lot of people now asking us they want to adapt to our way of farming. And we are now looking forward to find ways and means to also bring that technology to the Ghanaian farmer.
All right. Before we proceed, I want to let listeners that, well, they can be part of the discussion. That's the good thing about Masterclass. You are part of the discussion. You can send us your messages either via text on WhatsApp 0551111 0551111997, and also we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and of course X. You can be part of the discussion. Send us whatever you think by way of questioning and of course suggestions, and of course if you again want to know where they are, you can send them to us. We will read them live on air for you. And I want us to talk about cost. Tell me, how are you going about it?
Yeah. So with the indoor, the farming, the kind of farming that we are doing, starting it is expensive. The capital to put it up is expensive. But for the next, say, 25 years, the resources you need to run it is cheaper as compared to conventional farming. When I say conventional farming, I'm talking about outdoor farming. You need fewer resources to start an outdoor farming, but you need more resources to keep running it.
All right.
So it's...
So, Adley, let's break it down for our listeners. Yeah. When you talk about costs, how much are we talking about? Let's be realistic.
Yeah. So let's say with an acre of an outdoor farm, if you want to run a lettuce farm outdoor on a 1 acre farm, you need, say, 8 to 10,000 cedis. Okay. But with the indoor farm, if you want like a 12 by 12 farm space to grow with vertical farm space, you need like $10,000. So the other is in cedis, the other is in dollars. Yeah.
Okay. What are your target audience?
You're looking at middle and upper class households who buy their food stuff from the mall supermarkets.
So a smallholder farmer
Yeah.
can he?
Yes, he can.
Okay, what about someone who also does backyard farming?
When you say someone, do you mean like buying the products or using the technology?
Using the technology for my
yes.
backyard farming.
Yes, we have I'll call it modular farm, like a miniature farm that we can franchise to people like that who want to run a small garden in their farms with our technology.
Is there any terms of payment if someone genuinely want to embrace this initiative? Do you come in that stead? Do you come in?
Okay. So with that, we are a bit young still in the market, and we are looking at franchising the entire model to anybody who is interested, because one, we believe if we are able to come together, we'll be able to produce to meet the demand in the market. And for the reason why we chose franchising is to be able to also gain control on the processes that we use to make sure that we have a certain kind of how will you put it? We have a certain kind of the word is not coming.
Is it criteria?
No, standards.
Okay.
Yeah, we meet a certain standards, because for us we have set high standards to make sure that the consumer, the end consumer, the product they are getting is of a high quality.
Yeah.
So for us to just come in and then build something for you, you pay off, and then you also go in to go and do your own stuff, I mean, it doesn't speak well of us as well. So we are looking at how we'll be able to be part of you as a family, right? So that we can also train you, and as time goes on, we all become one to feed the entire nation.
Right. So if I get to purchase your product, I know the day, yes, you help me, set up and everything goes on smoothly. But a week or two after, I'm beginning to see something not functioning well.
Not functioning. Okay.
Do you step in as well?
Yes. So that is why I mentioned the franchising model.
Okay.
Right. So anything that will make you to succeed as a farmer or an individual who have opted for our system, we are in through with you. So being it maintenance, being it access to markets, and then how to even grow the products in the grow room, we are with you.
All right. So I just want to know from where the demand is coming from. Is it only Greater Accra or other regions as well?
Yeah. For now, we've seen two interests within two regions. One is Kumasi, and then the other is in Accra here. But for now, it's Accra that we are focusing on and hoping to.
Is it because you are relatively young?
No, that's not.
So why?
Well, as Adelaide said, for you to be able to have all these conditions for the plant to be able to survive, you need capital to invest into it.
Yeah.
At the long run, it makes sense because you are able to produce more with just a less space, and then you are able to also utilize the resources that you have to grow a better food, right? And for us, we see that to be the most important thing to do, because what goes in is what comes out.
Certainly.
If you eat something that is not good, you yourself, you see the results that will happen, right? And for a middle income class like Ghana, that, I mean, we are getting a lot of middle income class, they are looking at safe food that they want to buy, and then where their food also come from. So with our product like this, we even have a traceability system on it, that when you buy, you can scan to know that, oh, this was actually grown here, and you know where it's coming from.
All right. Adelaide, I want you to tell me the challenges you faced so far and how you've been able to navigate your way out.
Okay, so the first would be with the kind of products that we are putting out there. So there are some varieties of, especially lettuce, that some of the consumers see and they're like, oh no, this lettuce looks like it's going bad. But it's just because of the variety of the lettuce. So there was a lot of education that had to go around it. And another thing too was pricing. So because of the value that we are putting out there, some consumers say, oh, it's expensive, I'd rather go for this one. So we have to communicate the value of the products via the labeling on the product. Another thing too was money to go around, the operational cost of it was crazy. And luckily for us, we've gone through a couple of incubators and accelerators and won a couple of grants that's making our business run. Yes.
Oh, okay. So these are some of the challenges. Yes. What you want to add?
I think another thing will be electricity supply. Right now I don't know whether we are in doomsday or not. The lights keep on going off and on, but as a business we've actually made a decision to get a solar. So in a sort of way we are using a hybrid system. There's a solar and then there's also the main grid that we use. The other thing I think will be transportation of the products, right? Transporting the product from our facility to the our off-takers is very expensive. And I always ask myself, so if let's say our farm, not to be an urban farming, and we are in outskirts of the Accra, how much will it cost us for us to transport our produce from our facility to the end consumer? Even we being in Accra, it's very crazy expensive. Let me put it that way. It's crazy expensive.
Pretty soon I'll be reading some of your comments that have come in so far, and I can see a lot of them on our screens. But we want to pause for a breather for now. When we return, of course, we shall be telling you what you think you from the listener's perspective, and of course read the messages out there to the rest of the world. So be prepared. So if any question comes to you guys, you have to answer. I remember you're still listening to Masterclass here on Joy 99.7 FM, and of course great discussion we are having. We are talking about how AI and technology can be incorporated in farming to ease processes and of course increase yield rather than promoting that. And Farm Estates is our guest here in the studios as we discuss the subject matter. Let's pause for a breather. We'll be right back.
Your favorite on-air business development program, Joy Business Masterclass, is in session, and you can interact with us on Facebook via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business pages. If you tweet, the handle is at Joy 997 FM or at Joy Business GH. Don't forget to hashtag JB Masterclass. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the WhatsApp number 0551 111997, and our facilitators will address your concerns. Attention everyone, class is in progress.
Kofi Hayford here with Showbiz News Flash, powered by Joy Entertainment. Ghanaian disc jockey DJ Viroski has shared his thoughts on why the Nigerian music industry thrives more than the Ghanaian music industry. Viroski says Nigerians are wealthier and have the power to move due to the right relationships and connections. Rapper Okyeame Kwame has taken a step towards helping eliminate the Galamsey menace. According to Okyeame Kwame, political parties and advocates can use his new Galamsey themed song for their Stop Galamsey campaigns for free. Celebrated American actor Denzel Washington is nearing retirement, but says he has a few things to clear before then. He has recently announced that he will play a role in Black Panther 3 and that it will be one of the roles he will play before he retires. That's all for now on Showbiz News Flash, powered by Joy Entertainment. Do visit Joy Entertainment's social media pages and myjoyonline.com for more. I am Kofi Hayford. Joy Entertainment. We are large and in charge.
Still live on Joy 99.7 FM, and of course this is Masterclass, brought to you by Goyle Good Energy. Goyle, your idea. Good Energy brings you Goyle Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. It is flowing at many Goyle stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Goyle Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Goyle Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max, using minimal fuel, and it's suitable for most vehicles. As you journey the road, look out for Goyle stations with the Goyle Super XP sign and go up fuel your vehicle. Goyle Super XP, Philly, Goyle, good energy. Dear. Are you a student, faculty member, staff, alumni, affiliate or associate of the University of Ghana? Join us for the 2024 UG Day as we proudly flaunt our allegiance to University of Ghana, a global brand dedicated to the training of transformational leaders. Now, these are the details. On Wednesday, November 20th at the CD Conference Center, University of Ghana, it starts at 3 o'clock p.m. Theme, Where UG, Where Ghana, Suitable Youth, Entrepreneurship and Fashion. Seasoned personalities in the fashion space will be hosted in a panel discussion to explore how the fashion industry could scale up its contribution to national development. A spectacular fashion design competition by student designers using the UG at 75 cloth will climax the day's event. Come repping your UG wear or join us everywhere you are and share pictures of yourself in the UG at 75th cloth using hashtag 2024 Wear UG Day. Hashtag again, Wear UG, Wear Ghana. Remember, Wednesday, 20th November 2020, University of Ghana, the nation's hope and glory. With Technical University has the best chefs, or which technical university has the best chefs? Get ready for a culinary showdown of a lifetime. 9 teams, 9 tertiary schools, 1 grand prize. ATU, TTU, CCTU, KSTU, HTU, KTU, TATU, BTU, and DHLTU in WA. Catch all the action as the student chef battle it out for culinary supremacy. Big Chef Tertiary Season 2 is on every weekday at 3 p.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m. only on Joy Prime. Who will cook their way up to the top? Don't miss the drama, flavor, and of course the competition. Season 2 of Big Chef Tertiary is proudly brought to you by Phytol Cooking Oil, Fortune Rice, sponsored by Hallmark Cafe, Chefware, Indomie, Daredevil Spices, Enterprise Advantage Point, Kibo Hot Pepper, Bigo Drink, Vena Purified Water, McBerry Breakfast Cereal, Intergas Kitchen, Dettol Soap, Yvonne 2, City Blood Tonic, and supported by Adansi Travels, Western Serene Atlantic Hotel, Gariba Lodge, Grand Casamora Hotel, Volta Serene Hotel, and McLean Hotel. Big Chef Tertiary, the kitchen has no boundaries. The kitchen definitely has no boundaries. And we will continue with the rest of our conversation. Adelaide, I'd like to bring you in now. So, you were telling me about the challenges, and I want to know what steps you've put in place as a solution gap to fill in.
Okay, so with the products, with educating our consumers on the products, we make sure that our social media posts is always educating them on the kind of varieties of food crops that there are, and also educating them on food safety, especially traceability, and the need for them. Yeah. The need for why they should choose us instead of any other food products on the market. And then also with the costs of transporting our products to the market, we have identified partners that we can work with so that the cost of transportation can come down. Yes.
Okay. So on the cost of transportation bit, you told me how hectic it is for you, and how costly is it for you as well to do that. How are you navigating that? Because she mentioned that you are partnering other institutions whatsoever to help you in that regard.
Yeah, so rightly mentioned, we've partnered with different businesses to find ways and means to make sure that the prices come down, especially when it comes to the frequency of delivery. Because if, let's say, you do just one delivery today and you have to wait for a whole cycle, let's say 12 weeks before you do another delivery, then they can keep up with their operations. But if we are all able to meet in a certain angle whereby we've agreed that, okay, you have to do delivery every 2 weeks, that it makes sense to them, because in a way fuel becomes a bit cheaper too for them to and also run their business. So yeah, we are still in talks and finding ways and means to make sure that we are able to reduce that. And I think the quantity of products that you also deliver also matters, because if you are delivering, let's say, 20 packs of items and you've gone for a 1 kg track, it doesn't make sense, right? So in agric, it's a number game actually. Agric is a number game. So the more you produce, the more things can also be affordable.
You would agree with me that ultimately education plays a major role, right?
That's correct.
In order for you to have your product, accepted and of course embraced, which means you have to invest in education.
Correct.
To achieve that. How far have you gone with that?
Yeah, so with our marketing team, which I'm part of, as Adelaide rightly mentioned, we had one product named Lurosa. It's fairly green-red kind of lettuce, and most people are only aware of the green type. So when we brought such product to the market, a lot of people were like, is this spot? And that is where we saw that, hey, we have to be careful. And our partners also made mention to us that, yes, they've tried this, and a lot of people were like, oh, your product is going bad. So from that angle, we started creating different type of segment and materials that we would like to communicate it to our consumers. And for them to know that, okay, so when it comes to the variety of leafy greens, there are different types that are available, and the kind of nutrients that the different types also bring, right? And then why there is a red color in there, and when you consume it, the kind of benefits you get out of it. So these are some of the things that we've created, and then we make sure that we share them on all our social media platform for our consumers to see. They read them and then they give us feedback. Yeah.
All right. So Adley, do you get to go to, let's say, the tertiary institutions, the institutions that support greeny initiatives? Do you get to go to them and tell them, look, this is us. This is the new way of embracing change?
Yeah, I wouldn't call them the tertiary institutions, but I'll say they are organizations that are working with the climate or carbon footprint, like working around the green area. Yeah, so we are in talks with some of them, working with some of them, and some of them are also accelerators and incubators that we work with.
There are certain universities that champion such initiatives. So me asking you to, whether you go to the tertiary institutions, they themselves, hold seminar for them, speak to them on some of these initiatives.
No, we've not tried that before. Yes.
Actually, it's part of our marketing strategies, but we've not gotten there yet. So that is why she's saying we've not. But it's part of it for us to do that. And we believe from probably in the fourth quarter of next year, that section will also come in.
Okay. Mirabel, can I read a message from one of our listeners that has come in, and it reads, "Hello Masterclass, my name is Richard Opoku and I want to start pepper, garden eggs, veggies gardening at my backyard." Alright, so I asked that earlier. Can I have a link to your guest's website, YouTube platform? I want to learn more about how they can help me, and I'm from Kumasi. Alright, so Opoku there is asking you to finish him with your YouTube channel and of course all the links that it's needed to follow up.
Okay. So for our websites, you can type in www.farmestates.farm. I'm repeating, www.farmestates.farm. And if you go to Google, you type Farm Estates Limited. The limited is LTD. Farm Estates Limited. You find everything about us. All our social media channels are there, including YouTube and what have you.
Maybe you want to mention your WhatsApp number to them or something.
For our WhatsApp number, so you can WhatsApp us on 024. No, let me use 027 21 39 388.
Once again.
027 21 39 388. And this will come to me personally.
Okay. All right. So, Adelaide, as we continue the conversation, tell me about the cost effectiveness of this entire initiative.
Okay. So, number one would be, I'll talk about the resources that we use in our farm. So, compared to conventional farming, the kind of farming we are doing, the vertical indoor farming we are doing, uses 95% less water. So, if you're using 100%, let's say a liter of water in the conventional farm, I think there's 5% less of that in the indoor farm, because with our system, the water just keeps circling, going in the cycle. We don't throw any water away. Conventionally, if you should irrigate your farm, the crop takes the water in it, and the excess of the water leaches into the soil. But with our system, the water doesn't go anywhere; it just keeps circulating in the farm. And then also the precision agriculture, we give the right amount of water to the crops, the right amount of nutrients to the crops in the right temperature levels, humidity levels. So then the crop has everything it needs to grow, like to bloom flourishly. Yes. And then because of that, there's less waste in the farm. There's less post-harvest losses as compared to conventional farming. Conventional farming, you're actually gambling with nature, because you don't know whether it's going to rain or not. You don't know how hot it will be. You don't know the humidity levels outside. Sometimes, as our farmers don't even know the right quantities of fertilizers or pesticides to use on the farm. So there's a lot of gambling that's done there. But with the indoor vertical farm, everything is done data-driven. It's data-driven agriculture. So there's more food there. There's more safer food there as compared to conventional farms.
All right.
Yes.
Ernest.
Yeah, as she rightly mentioned, indoor, and because we don't want to have any issue with pest, right? And that translates for us not using any pesticides on our produce.
And another upside of the technology is, because it's a vertical farm, it's a 3D structure as compared to conventionally where it's a 2D structure where you grow just on the floor, and that's all. In our farm, we grow in racks. So the higher we go, the more crops. So if on an acre you're supposed to get 1,000 crops, in just our 12 by 12 farm space, we get an acre of food in a small space using less resources as compared to conventionally where you need a big space using more resources to grow lesser.
All right.
Yes.
So Ernest, as we wrap up the conversation, final words you want to share with us, convincing us why we should embrace your products.
Yeah.
Well, I quite remember during our research, somebody told me that agric is not sexy. And I was like, wow, why is agric not sexy? He said, yes, look at the farmer, look at the type of dress they wear. And after farming their produce, they don't even get good quality money for it. And I said, okay, this is a message that have touched my heart, and I'm going to make agric to become sexy.
To prove him wrong.
Yeah.
Prove him not just wrong, but to make sure that it also attracts the youth into farming. With that AI and, let's say, technology farming, it reduces man-hour time in the farm. So, for example, now if you're a farmer, you don't need to spend the entire day in your farm. You don't need a cutlass to be cutting weeds and cutting trees down. Now, technology have made it possible for us to be able to grow all year round without relying on the outside conditions. So, for my advice, farming is a lucrative business, but it takes time. It needs patience, right? I will urge all the youths to go into farming and also adapt new technologies. That is the word, adapt. Because a lot of people think, oh, farming, I mean, you just need some seeds and you have your land, you just throw it there, and then boom, you are rich. No, it is never so. It needs time. You need to nurture it. You need to understand it. And you need to make sure that the systems that you have to put in place for the yield to come in, it will come in. So what you invest in is what you get out.
Certainly. And Adelaide, you will have the final words. Tell me where you can be located.
Okay, so our pharmacy facility, I'm located at Achiaman. It's a town after Amasaman. And to find our products, you find them in Palace Mall, Melcom shops, and then the Duka supermarkets of Community 25.
How do I figure out that this is you?
Yes, so our product is well labeled with no pesticide use, no herbicide use, and the name of the product is Farm Estates. Yes, boldly written.
Yeah, so it's a branded product. Yeah. You find our name boldly and our logo too on it, and everything is spelled out well for you to see. Yeah.
I see.
with the traceability component showing you where the product came from, how it was grown, and how it got to the shelf.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for
Thank you
joining
for
us
having
here
us.
on Masterclass. And Ernest Larmie is the CEO and co-founder of Farm Estates Limited. Guess what? He was a former colleague here at Joy, a video editor for that matter, now ventured into agric farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI for that matter. And of course, we also had Adelaide Na Oputi, co-founder, horticultural lead, Farm Estates Limited. Thanks so much for joining us here on Masterclass. It's definitely been a delight to have you here.
Right.
And of course, we've learned a lot how AI is helping shape our farming system here in Ghana. We definitely will embrace it. And
Right.
of course, we are looking forward to that.
Thank
Thank
you
guys.
for having us.
Thank you.
Wonderful. That's it for the masterclass for today. I am Pious Kojo Backah, and Akofa is ready to continue with Ignition. I hope, Akofa, you've learned a lot. Have you?
I did, and you did really good. Yeah, you did really
Big
good.
shoes to fill in, Daryl.